Good morning, dear student. Today we shall be going to study our 1.2 lesson of an English on saying please, which was written by Alfred George Gardiner. He was born at Chelmsford in Essex in 1865. He started his literary career as a journalist. At the age of 37, he was appointed editor of the Daily News, London, under the pseudonym Alpha of the Plug. He made regular contributions to the Daily News, the Manchester Evening News, etc. His essays are uniformly elegant, graceful, and humorous. The pillars of society, pebbles on the shore, many furrows and leaves in the wind are some of his best known writing. His uniqueness lies in his ability to teach the basic truth of life in an essay and amusing manner. He raised the questions of morality in everyday life. In On Saying Please, he points out the value of good manners in social life and emphasizes the importance of courtesy and politeness in daily behavior. He shows how polite speech and manner sweeten the atmosphere around and how discourtesy and ill manners spoil or pollute it. So, dear student, this is the short introduction of the writer. Okay, in this lesson, he is emphasizing on the words which is having a courteous word. So these courteous words are very important in our life, and these words makes our work done. And for example, here I have given the list of some words of courtesy: yes, yes sir, no sir, thank you are welcome, mention not, I am sorry, excuse me, may I, pardon me. Then last one is my pleasure. So these all are the words which is used in our day-to-day life, and these are the polite and courteous word. Okay, so these words are very important whenever we are interacting with any person who is giving us some kind of service. So we must say them thank you. Okay, why we are using this word thank you? So that when we get something from that person, when we are having any interaction, we are taking any things from any person, at that time we must not forget to acknowledge them. We must always say them thank you, sorry. When we are saying sorry, when we hurt someone's sentiments or feelings, okay, so, at that time we should use this word sorry. Please, when we want something, please is used for the request. If you want something from some person, then we should say them please give me a notebook, please give me your pen, okay, like that. Excuse me, when we want someone to allow us to pass by. So this word is used, excuse me, when we want someone to allow us to pass by. Okay, these words these words we are using. Suppose when we are doing any intervention, so at that time we are saying excuse me, please let me talk first, try to consider my views and opinion. Okay, at that time we should use this word. Then next, you are welcome means what? When someone thanks us for something, when we are using this word you are welcome, when someone thanks us for something, okay, at that time we are using this courteous and polite word. Hello, when we greet or meet someone. How are you, when we are using how are you when we meet someone. I am fine, thank you, when someone asks us how we are. So all these are the polite words of courtesy, and this courtesy courtesy words are used by all of us in our day-to-day life. So here in this lesson, the writer, he is focused on the themes of courtesy, morality, civility, responsibility, and control. So in the first passage, we will come across towards one leaf man. That leaf man, what happened in the first passage? The leaf man, he was doing his service. At that time, what happened? One passenger, he came into the lift, and that man, he says, take me top, means on the top floor. Then the lift man demanded him to tell him to say like that, top please. So what happened? He does not say please, and in this way, what happened? The lift man, he was annoyed, he was very much angry on that passenger, and what he did, he threw away him from the lift, and in this way the company where he was working charged the penalty from the liftman. Why this incident happened? Because he wanted that man to say the courteous word, polite word, to whom? To that liftman. And in this way, what happened? That liftman, he paid the penalty, and that man, he was misbehave. His behavior was just like discourtesy. He is not using that polite word, and that's why what happened? He paid the fine. So who is the main culprit here? That passenger. And that liftman, he was doing his duty, but only he demanded him to say please, stop please. He was saying top, then what happened? He says that liftman to add this word please. He refused to do so, and in this way he threw away him from the lift. So in this way the writer, he says that discourtesy is not a legal offense. If some person are conducting means misbehavior, he is misbehaving, he is behaving in a dispolite manner to anybody, so no, there is no code, no law code are available in any part of the country or in any part of the world that gives the ruling that if I am misbehaving, if I am not having good manners, so that court will charge penalty on me. Okay, so there is no court to intervene in our private manner. So that is why it is said that value is caught and not taught. So when the children, they are at the 5 years of age, 4 5 years of age, from that day onwards, means that these small kids should be teach good manners, polite behavior, how to acknowledge the service. Okay, so all these courteous word must be taught since from the childhood, so that when they will become grown up, at that time what will happen? These people, when they will become grown up, at that time they will use these words of courtesy. So courtesy is very important in our every day-to-day life. So this thing must be bear in the mind of the children from the childhood. So discourtesy is not a legal offense. If that passenger he misbehaved, so then what happened? No court of law can punish that passenger. Okay, because it is related to private manner. Okay, it is your means good manners and behavior should be taught from the childhood. So here that passenger, he is acquitted from this when this quarrel takes place among that liftman and that passenger. So in this first passage, the writer he has given the vivid descriptions of discourtesy, how this incident happened, and there was assault and battery, means attack taken place, and he has given the example of means criminal procedure code, how when the culprit commits any crime. So in our country India, we are having criminal procedure code, CRPC. Okay, in the CRPC the culprit is given the punishment and fine both, and in the IPC, Indian Penal Code of our Indian Constitution of 1860, it includes bailable matter, bailable warrant, means low intensity crime like rash driving, okay, breakup of signal, signal jump, check bounce, like that. And CRPC is based on heinous crime. It includes the non-bailable section of our law, like 302, 307. 302 is a full murder, 307 half murder case, 375 is a rape case, etc. So here bail is denied by the court. And anti-social element, terrorism, etc., UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So all these are coming in a CRPC. So now let us have a glance over the first passage, dear student. Then we will discuss each and every line of the passage in a detail. Now passage number first. In our passage number first, the young liftman in a city office who threw a passenger out of his lift and the other morning and was fined for the offense was undoubtedly in the wrong. So what happened? That liftman, he was doing his job in the office. What happened? He was taking the passenger from down floor to top floor. So this was the routine work of the liftman. It was a question of please. One day one passenger came and he says that liftman, he told him to add this word please, words of courtesy. The complainant entering the lift said top. The liftman demanded top please, and this concession being refused, he not only declined to comply with the instruction but hurled the passenger out of the lift. Then what happened? The liftman, he says that tell me top please. He says no top. Then what happened? This concession was refused. The passenger, he refused to say top please, and he not only declined to comply. Comply means force, to emphasize with instruction but hurled. Hurl means he threw him forcefully. Hurled. Hurl, Hurled. Hurl means to throw forcefully. Hurl. Here I am writing here. Hurl, to throw forcefully. 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 Hurl means to throw forcefully. To throw forcefully. This is okay. To throw forcefully. So what happened? He throw him away out of the lift, and the passenger, he gave the company against the liftman. He gave the complaint against the liftman. This of course was carrying a comment on manner too far. Then next, discourtesy is not a legal offense. He threw away him from the lift. Then the writer, he says that discourtesy means lack of courtesy. Discourtesy means lack of courtesy. Discourtesy is not a legal offense, means lack of courtesy. Lack of polite behavior, we can say in a simple language. Lack of courtesy. Lack of courtesy is not a legal offense. And it does not excuse assault and battery. Assault and battery. What is the meaning of this word? Assault and battery. Assault and battery means an attack which includes not only threats but also actual use of violence. An attack. In simple language, we can say an attack. An attack. An attack which includes not only threats, but also it includes violence. Okay. If a burglar breaks into my house and I knock him down, the law will acquit me, and if I am physically assaulted, it will permit me to retaliate the reasonable violence. What is the meaning of retaliate? Means to take revenge. To take revenge. To take a revenge. I am writing down, sir. To take a revenge. To take a revenge. Retaliate means to take a revenge. Then, if a burglar means a person who entered with this intention to commit crime, means illegal trespass in the house of any person with this intention to commit crime. It may be a robbery, dacoity, murder, rape, and so on. Into my house and I knock him down, the law will acquit me. Acquit means discharge completely from any kind of allegation. Acquit me. And if I am physically assaulted, it will permit me to retaliate with reasonable violence. In this way, the writer is what is saying? Yes, if suppose any burglar he enter into my house, and what happened with the intention of doing robbery or murder. So what will happen if I will kill that burglar? So what will happen? The law will acquit me. The law will discharge me uh, of any kind of allegation. If I committed murder also, then the law will give me permission to come out of the prison. I will not be arrested, so I will be given the exemption by the law. If I am physically assaulted, if I am physically assaulted means physically attacked by that burglar, it will permit to, it also give me at the same time the permission to take the revenge with reasonable violence. If yes, law is giving me permission under the self defense. If I will kill that burglar, then what happened? I will be discharged of any kind of accusation. In this way, the law is giving me permission to means retaliate, to take the revenge, to counter that in the defense. If in defense I kill that burglar, then the law will acquit me. The law will give me the permission to remain means any kind of allegations. The law will is acquitting me. It is discharging me. It would never do if we were at liberty to box one's ears because we did not like their behavior or the tone of their voices or the scowl on their faces. What happened? In the next slide, the writer he says that it does this because the burglar and my assailants have broken quite definite command of the law, but no legal system could attempt to legislate against bad manners and sanctions to use the violence against something which it does not itself recognize as legally punishable offense. And our sympathy with the leafman, we must admit that the law is reasonable. What happened? The law is reasonable. Very important. The writer says that the law is giving us the permission to retaliate at that situation when any burglar comes in our house with this intention to kill you. So at that time you are having the means freedom to, in the self defense you can attack him, you can kill him also. Then also no cases will be no FIR would be registered on your name, and you will be acquitted from this kind of allegation. So, and our sympathy with the leafman, the writer says that our sympathy is with the leafman. We must admit that the law is reasonable. Means what? Law is reasonable. So, dear student, means law is reasonable means what? Law is giving us the permission. Law means does not make any kind of discrimination. Law is reasonable means what? Here, law is reasonable means the law gives us the permission to make the self defense, and law does not make any kind of discrimination. Means what? Law does not make any kind of discrimination. Law does not make discrimination. Discrimination means what? Here, law does not make discrimination. Means what? If suppose any person has committed a crime and there are sufficient evidence are there against that man, so what happened? The court will give the verdict against that man that he is a culprit and he is sentenced for lifetime imprisonment, or he is sentenced for 10 years, whatever it may be. It depends on the seriousness of the crimes. Whatever, if suppose he committed such a heinous crime, then what will happen? The lifetime imprisonment, like that, court will give the verdict against that culprit. So then next point is, it would never do if we were at liberty to box people's ears because we did not like their behavior. Means if suppose any person is committing any misbehavior in the society, so we don't have any right to box, means to fight with fist against that man. regarding taking into consideration of that behavior of that man. You cannot beat that man if he is conducting misconduct, or the tone of their voices or the scowl on their faces. Frown, scowl means frown, scowl means become angry, scowl means angry. And in this way, the violence, something which does not itself recognized as legally punishable offense, and our sympathy with the leaf man, we must admit that the law is reasonable. Law is reasonable if a person, whether he is a big or small, whether he is poor or rich, whether he is related to middle class or high class society, if he has committed the crime, there is a law, and this law enforcing agencies are there to look after all these affairs. Okay, so the next slide. Now, it would never do if we were at liberty to box people's ears. Box means to fight with fist, boxing like. Okay, box. To box means to fight. To box means to do the boxing. Okay, fight with fist. Fight with fist. Fight with fist. Fight with fist. FIST. People's ears, because we did not like their behavior. So on the basis of behavior, on the basis of their voice and tone, on the basis of their appearance, we cannot beat that person. Okay, on this such a silly small mistake, if we are beating to any person on the basis of behavior and discourtesy, then what will happen? the gutter, you know, the drainage line of the city would run with blood all day. If all the person of the society, they are running behind all these small things, small discourtesy of the people, then the gutters, means drainage line of the gutter, would be full of blood all day. Okay, and there will be a there would be no place in the prison to to put these people who are discourteous. Okay, there will be no place to put them into the prison. I may be as civil as uncivil. Sorry, I may be as uncivil as I may please, and the law will protect me against violent retaliation. I may be haughty or boorish. Haughty means proud, egoist, proud, egoist. Next slide. Proud, egoist, and boorish means rude. Boorish, BOORISH. Boorish means rude, RUDE. Boorish means rude. Here, haughty is a proud, and boorish means rude. RUDE, rude, and haughty means proud. This one more, haughty is the proud. PROUD means a person who is having a ego, proud. As civil, and the law will protect me against violent relations, and there is no penalty to pay except the penalty of being written down an ill-mannered fellow. The writer says that if a person is discourteous, he is behaving very rudely, so means there is no law to put the penalty. There is no law enforcing agencies to file an FIR or complaint against that rude behaviored oriented man. Okay, and what will happen? The only thing is that we will consider that an ill-mannered fellow in our heart. Okay, by our tongue also we will say that so and so person, he is misbehaving with me, so he is ill-mannered fellow, he is not having sense, he is senseless, like that. So his name would be registered in the list of an ill-mannered fellow. Okay, the law does not compel me to say please. There is no law in any country which says that whenever we are talking to our means superiors, at that time we must use this word please, or to attune my voice to other people's sensibilities, and it is not like that. Means other people are using please, uh, okay, this courteous word to other people, so there is no law that tell me also to tell please, okay, with request. Any more than it says that I shall not wax my mustache or dye my hair or wear ringlet down my back. It does not, and no law can force me, endorse the will upon me, so that I should keep a very big hair, big mustache, or shall I dye my hair or wear ringlet down my back. Okay, it is my personal matter, private affair. So no law enforcing agencies also will tell us to follow this rule, because in the rule there is no clause. It does not recognize the lacerations of our feeling as a case for compensation. Laceration means to cut or tear, to cut or tear. Laceration, to cut or tear. Lacerations means to cut off or to cut or tear our feeling as the case for compensation. There is no allowance for moral and intellectual damage. So what happened? The writer he's saying that there is no compensation, laceration, to cut, to cut or tear, to cut or tear. So in this way the writer says that it does not recognize the lacerations of a feeling as the case. So you cannot cut or tear the feeling of any person by enforcing them to tell me please, okay, tell me sorry, tell me excuse me, etc. Any means all these courteous word. There is no allowance for moral and intellectual damages, and we are not getting any kind of allowance for moral and intellectual damage in this matter. If anybody is hurting the sentiment of other people with in a discourteous manner, so there is no allowance for and for moral and intellectual damages in this matter. So here in the first passage, dear student, what we saw, this liftman, he is doing his duty, only he demanded to tell him please. So due to one discourteous word, one courteous word, that man, he does not say that please, and in this way what happened, he threw him away from the lift, and in this way what happened, this act of the passenger has very badly affected the liftman, and in this way the liftman he was charged the penalty by the company, by the wise employer where he was working. So in the first passage we have seen that the liftman, he was hurt by the passenger, and discourtesy is not a legal offense. There is no law. Okay, if a person is conducting any misconduct or misbehavior or in a discourteous way is behaving with other people, so what is going to happen? There is no law, and law is acquitting him. So in the first passage we have seen how the liftman is hurt by the passengers. Now dear student, let us have a glance over the second passage. In the second passage, what the writer he has explained, in the second passage the writer he says that negative transfer of emotion, transfer from superior to the subordinate. Okay, how it happened? Let us have a glance over the text, then we will discuss in detail. This does not mean that the damages are negligible. It is probable that the liftman was much more acutely hurt by what he regarded as a slur upon his social standing. So the passenger, he hurt the sentiments. He insulted that liftman, and in this way he was very much his heart was broken, and he was charged the penalty by the company. And he would have been if he had a kick on the shins for which he could have got a legal redress. Slur means insulting remark. Slur. Slur means insulting remark. Slur, insulting remark. Insulting remark. Slur means insulting remark. Insulting remark. Upon his social standing than he would have been if he had a kick on the shins for which he could have got a legal redress. So, shin means front part of the vertebrate leg below the knee. So, the part of the leg below the knee is known as shins, for which he could have got a legal redress. Redress means remedy, solution. The pain of a kick on the shin soon passes away, but the pain of a wound to our self-respect or our vanity means pride. Vanity means pride. May poison a whole day. So the writer says that the pain which is given on the leg after putting some supplication, some oil. So what will happen? It would be, yes, it would be fade away. But what happened if the attack is been has been done to anybody's self-respect or vanity, whenever it hurts the ego, then what happened? It may poison whole day. So that that act is going to cause a poison, and that poison would last for a longer period of time. I can imagine that a liftman denied the relief of throwing the author of his wound out of the lift, brooding over the insult by the hour and visiting his wife in the evening as the only way of restoring his equilibrium. So what happened? The writer said that I can imagine how much pain has been caused to the liftman by the that passenger, denied the relief throwing the author wound and brooding. Brooding means thinking very deeply. That the liftman, he was thinking very deeply about that incident. That passenger, he has insulted him, and in this way, when he went to when he visit his wife at the evening time at the house, so what happened? The same tension, the same load was restoring his equilibrium. So what happened? The negative transfer of emotion takes place. It become very common, very evident. So sometime what happened? Father is very much annoyed. So what happened? He will shout to his wife. Then wife will become angry. So she will release her negative emotion. She will beat the kids, children in the house. So what happened? From top level to down level, the negative transfers of emotion takes place, and retention. In this way, what happened? This emotion transferred. Father shouted wife, and wife shouted children. In this way, mother become very much annoyed on the remark of the father, and then mother, she started beating the kids, and in this way, who is suffering? At the lower order, small kids. So these things are very common. So we should not release our emotion. We should control our emotion. We should control our sentiment. We should not do all these things. Okay, if suppose anybody is giving us means any kind of insulting remark, so it is bearing in your mind, and you are doing negative transfer of emotion after going home. So these things should be avoided. For there are few things are catching than bad temper and bad manners. When Sir Anthony absolute the captain, so in the next slide, what happened? The writer is given the example of Anthony Absolute, page boy. So this amazing incident described in the act 3rd of scene 1st of the Rival 1775 comedy, which was written by Sheridan. So what happened? There also the employer, he started shouting to his subordinate, and that subordinate is shouting to his another subordinate. So in this way, negative transfer of emotion takes place. Bullied means threatened. So Sir Anthony bullied Captain Absolute. The latter went out and bullied his man, Fag. Whereupon Fag went out downstairs and kicked the page boy. So in this way, negative transfer of emotion from superior to inferior takes place. Probably the man who sat top to the lift man, who was really only getting back on his employer, who had not said good morning to him because he himself had been hand-packed at breakfast by his wife, to whom the cook had been insolent. Insolent means very rude. Insolent. Insolent means very rude. R-U-D-E. Insolent, very rude. Bullied means threaten. Bullied, threaten. Bullied, threaten. And insolent means very rude. So in this way, what happened? The negative transfer of emotion from superior to inferior takes place. Then again the writer has given the example of that man. What happened? That man is a handpag. Handpag means the person who is under the control of his wife. In the simple language is known as handpag. So what happened? That handpag husband, he shouted his wife. Then wife, she shouted very rudely to the cook who is cooking the food in the house. So in this way, what happened? Negative transfer of emotion takes place from one person to another. The writer says that we infect the world with our all ill humors. Bad manners probably do more to poison the esteem of the general life than all the crimes in the calendar. So the writer is saying that in this way, we people, the people who are misbehaving, who is using this policy of discourteousness, so they are infecting this world, and due to this act, the whole world is facing all this problem, that bad manner peoples, they are affecting just like a virus, how the virus affect one person to another. Similarly, our act, our misconduct our misconduct affect the world around us. The people who are living around us, they are also suffering. Bad manners probably do more to poison. In this way, it is just like a poison. It is spoiling our society, the esteem of a general life than all the crimes in the calendar. So if, the writer says that calendar means what? If this courtesy would become dominant in our society, then what will happening? Then the court will be full of the cases of the discourtesy. Okay, so we should stop all these things, all these act. Calendar means the cases, list of cases to be registered in the court of law. So in this way, the writer, he is saying that probably the man who sat top to the lift man was really only getting back on his employer who had not said good morning. So the employer, the inferior means inferior this employee, he is not saying good morning to his top level boss. So what happened? In this way, he started firing to his wife, and negative transfer of emotion takes place, and the people who are behaving in a bad manner, so they are affecting the world around us. They are ill humor person. Bad manners probably do more to poison the esteem of general life. In this way, bad manners probably it is affecting, it is just like a poison, it is affecting the social sphere of our life, and then all the crimes in the calendars. If suppose these activities would be continued to do so, then what will happen? That day is not far away when the court would be full of the discourteous type of people. Okay. For one wife who gets a black eye from an otherwise good natured husband, there are 100 who live a life of martyrdom under the shadow of morose. Morose means unhappy. Morose. Morose means unhappy. Unhappy. Morose. Unhappy. Morose temper. So what happened? In this way, at the same time, the law cannot become the guardian of our private manners. If one person is committing any discourteous act in the society, so what happened? The law cannot become the guardian. The police and law enforcing agencies, they cannot be the guardian. The police is for what purpose? To look after the criminal activities in the society, anti-social elements in our society. Okay, all these things. Police is not going to interfere in our private manners. Okay, so these things are there. The police cannot become the guardian of our private manners. No decalogue, no decalogue. Next slide. No, no decalogue. Decalogue means the commandment, 10 commandment in the Bible, could cover the vast area of offenses, and no court could administer a law which governed our social civilities, our speech, the tilt of our eyebrows, and all our moods and manners. Tilt means to cover. Tilt means to cover. To cover. Tilt means to cover. To cover. Decalogue means 10 commandment which is given in the Bible. Okay, we can say in the religious scriptures it is also not mentioned that religious scripture means Bible Decalogue. It is not written that if a person is misbehaving, so there is no law in the Decalogue also, 10 commandment also. Vast area of offense, and no court could administer a law which governed our social civilities. Civilities means courtesy. Civilities, courtesy, politeness. Civilities means courtesy, polite behavior, courtesy. Civility means courtesy. Our speech, the tilt of our eyebrows, and all our moods and manners. If means here in the second passage, the writer, he is saying us, if it is your life, okay, how you want to live, you live, but you should behave in a good manners. Your behaviors, manner, your act must be good. It should not harm the other people of our society. So in the second passage, we have seen the area of, he's talking about area of moral offenses. It's quite wide, quite vast. No laws or commandment can cover this area. In addition, social civilities, speech and manners are of so many types, and the interpretations of these, whether they are good or bad, so different, and no court could administer, means no court can give the verdict or ruling against such type of discourteous people who are misbehaving in our society. It is not possible for the law to become the guardian of our private manners. If one man is behaving very rudely, so on the rudeness there is no clause in the Indian Constitution. So rudeness is a word, it is a trait, characteristic traits. So this thing should be avoided, and if suppose we want to become a good citizen of our country, first of all we must inherit all these qualities. Okay, thank you, sorry, excuse me, mention not, you are welcome. So all these words should be utilized. Then only what will happen? We will try to inherit this, and then what will happen? We will become a good citizen of our country. We cannot have the police monitoring us for social and moral offenses. Okay, for example, one cannot be punished if one refuses to smile at an acquaintance or say thank you. One cannot be punished if one doesn't hold the door open for the person who is following. These are good manners or courtesy, and they have to be taught right from childhood, and they will have changed in different cultures and different circumstances. Whether a person follows them or not depends on the individual. However, in these little courtesies are followed, life will become much simpler and more pleasant for everyone. So in this way, the writer, he has given the example, and he says that we cannot put our will upon another person. Okay, you have to do this, you have to follow this, and you cannot become, you cannot take the law in your own hand. For example, recently the Supreme Court 4-5 years back gave the verdict that you cannot force anybody to stand at the time of national anthem when this song is recited. Okay, so many cases had been taken place, people they started beating in the theater one man because he was not standing at the time of national anthem. So what happened, you cannot take the law in your own hand, and the court has given the verdict, and as per the verdict you cannot means emphasize any person to stand up at the time of national anthem. Then also near about 99% of the people they are having the strong fervor of nationalism, and whenever the Jana Gana Mana is sung at that time, this song is whenever this song is being sung at that time, the people they are standing wholeheartedly and they are giving a huge reverence to our national flag. So dear student, this is the main idea of the second passage. In second passage we have seen the negative transfer of emotion from one person to another, it takes place, and what happened, there is no police can intervene in our private manner, and there is no decalogue means 10 commandment. In the religious book also means it is not given any kinds of rules and regulation or guideline regarding the person who is conducting who is doing any misbehavior in the society. So this is the main idea of the second passage. Now dear student, let us have a glance over the third passage. Third passage is the last passage of our part first. Let us have a glance on the third passage. But though we are bound who endorse the verdict against the liftman, most people will have a certain sympathy with him. While it is true that there is no law that compels us to say, please, there is a social practice much older and much more sacred than any law which enjoins us to be civil. So in the third passage, let me give you the clues. Clues are there. The writer is talking about bus conductor. The bus conductor, he considered the passenger as an enemy. Okay, and sometime what happened, this bus conductor they are doing means they are saying that later on when you are reaching to your destination, at that time I will give you change, and in this way what happened, they are not giving. So bus conductor, how they are cheating their passengers, that thing he has highlighted in the third passage. See, let us have a glance. While it is true that there is no law that compels us to say please, and there is no law there is no law which says that you have to say always please. You should always request. You should always acknowledge the person by saying please. There is social practice much older and much more sacred than any law which enjoins us to be civil. Next slide. And the first requirement of civility is that we should acknowledge a service. This is a general thing. Okay, whenever anybody is helping you, you to acknowledge their service, say them thank you, you are welcome, good morning, okay, sorry, pardon, mention not, all these words are the small change which we pay our ways as social being. They are the little courtesies by which we keep the machine of oil and running sweetly. What is the meaning of this word? Machine of oil. Machine of oil and running sweetly means by using courteous words like please and thank you, we acknowledge the service. So in this way, these are the small words of courtesy. So if you are using this word, then your life will become very happy. You will lead a happy life. Always utilize all this word. Then they put our intercourse upon the basis of a friendly cooperation and easy give and take, instead of on the basis of superiors dictating to inferiors. So the writer, he is saying that we should always utilize all these polite and courteous words. Her intercourse means communication. 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 Upon the basis of friendly cooperation of the superior dictating to inferior, it is a very vulgar mind that would wish to command where he can have the service for asking and have it with willingness and good feeling instead of resentment. Resentment means anger. Resentment, angers. So what happened? The writer, he says that if means at the high officials, okay, superiors, if they are behaving in a good manner to their subordinate, then definitely what will happen? The matter will be very normal. If they will be annoyed on their inferior, so what will happen? In this way, they are polluting the environment, the aura. They are disturbing the aura. They are disturbing the mind of the inferiors, and in this way the negative transfer of emotion takes place from one person to another. And in this way what happened, willingness and good feeling instead of resentment. So if they will behave in a good manners to the inferiors, then what will happen, they will also feel good, and instead of becoming angry, they will become happy. Next, I should like. It is a very vulgar mind that would wish to command, where he can have the service for asking and have it with the willingness of good feeling and instead of resentment. Resentment means anger. Resentment, anger. Anger. Resentment, anger. It should like to feature in this connection, my friend the polite conductor, by this discriminating title. I do not intend to suggest a rebuke to conductor generally. On the contrary, I am disposed to think that there are few classes of men who come through the ordeal of a very trying calling better than bus conductor. Ordeal means painful experience. Painful experience. Ordeal means painful experience. Painful experience. So the writer, he is sharing one painful experience of the bus conductor who always considered their passenger as an enemy. For example, dear student, you might have seen while traveling in the ST bus, what happened if suppose, even I have seen one old lady, she was having 2 rupees less. So what happened, to buy that bus ticket, he stopped that bus, and what happened, he tell her to get down from the bus, don't sit. In the middle way of the journey, he did this thing, the bus conductor. At that time I was a student when I was traveling by bus. So at that time I saw that conductor, he misbehaved with that old lady, and in this way what happened, I felt very bad because at that time even we were having a limited amount of money when we were traveling by bus. So this was very much painful experience. So here similarly, here writer is also sharing one painful experience. Okay, here what he's saying, on the contrary, I disposed, he said that disposed means to disagree, to think that there are few classes of men who come through the ordeal of a very trying calling better than bus conductors too. Next, here and there you will meet an unpleasant specimen who regards the passengers as his natural enemies, as creatures whose chief purpose on the bus is to cheat him, and who can only be kept reasonably honest by a loud voice and an aggressive manner. So these conductors, they are using very loud voice, and sometimes they are firing any passenger. If suppose they are not taken, they are not buying the ticket. If suppose okay, so what happened, then once they comes to know so and so passenger is not purchased the ticket, so they are firing. They were behaving very rudely with the passengers. Okay, this thing is also there. Who can only be kept reasonably honest by loud voice and aggressive manner. So at that time they become very much angry, and in this way this conductor, they are cheating the passenger by saying that them at the end of your destination, okay, last stop will come, at that time I will give you that change, and in this way they are not giving, they are cheating the passenger also. These things are very common in our state transport bus also. And who can only be kept reasonably honest by loud and wise and aggressive manner. But this type is rarer and than it is used to be. Next, I fancy the public owes much to the Underground Railway Company, which also runs the buses, for insisting on a certain standard of civility in its servants and taking care of that standard is observed in. Doing this, it not only makes things pleasant for the traveling public but performs an important social service. So here in the last, the writer is saying that I know very well when I was in London. So in London, there was one underground railway company which runs the bus service. So there I saw their employee. They were means working very honestly. They were very much concerned about their passengers. They were having good manners and civility, politeness. Okay, so they treat their passenger in a very cordial way, in a very friendly manners. That thing I like most, and the service of Underground Railway Company, it is very good, and he's giving the huge round of applause to the Underground Railway Company. How their bus conductors, they are conducting their service, they are daily, and they are treating their passengers in a very cordial way. So these are the main idea of the third passage. In the third passage, once again let me sum up the writer. What he's saying that the unpleasant specimen in this extract is the type of the bus conductor who regard his passenger as natural enemy, okay, whose chief purpose on the bus is to cheat him, and who can only be kept honest by using a loud voice and an aggressive manner. Sometimes that bus conductor, he was using loud noise, sometimes he become aggressive, okay, and who can only be kept honest by his good deeds. So the conductors, they are handling the entire bus. Sometimes they become rude, sometimes they become polite. If yes, in this underground railway company, company's employees, bus conductors are are like that. Sometimes they are becoming rude. If suppose any rude passenger comes in the bus, they becomes rude. Sometimes any old man comes, at that time what happened, they are catching their hand and they are passing the road, in this way they are showing good kind of civilities, okay. But in our country it is not like that. Most of the conductor, they are cheating the passenger, okay. So the Underground Railway Company, they are doing good job in London. So he has given the example of the conductor, they are behaving with the passenger in a good manners, okay. So this is the main idea of the passage number 3rd. So now, dear student, if you are having any doubts or queries related to this passage number 1st, 2nd and 3rd of our 1.2, then you please give me your comment on our comment box section of the YouTube channel, and not forget to write your name on the comment box section of the YouTube channel. Your comment on the comment box section would be considered as your presentee. And in the last, I would like to thank you to one and all for watching this video. Thank you very much for watching this video.